Voice of Peace Radio, Anissa Radio, Don Bosco, Bakhita Radio, Good News Radio Easter,
Catholic Radio Network, at the service of life. Bakhita Radio News.
Bakhita Radio Evening News Service. The headlines for Monday, December 26, 2016, St. Stephen. Archbishop Lukudu says the new year should bring change in the country. President Kiir says his government will not allow any ambush on the highways. And Governor of Jubeki State says the state is lacking human resources to develop its facilities. Hello, good evening. I'm Damian Ogale Henry Lodu with the news in details. The Catholic Archbishop of Juba says the new year should bring change to the country. Archbishop Paulino Lukudu Loro says the celebration of the Christmas should bring peace to the country and the world. He urges Christians to be hopeful despite the challenges the country faces. The Archbishop was preaching at St. Teresa Cathedral, Qatar on Sunday.
Let us not give up about this country. Let us not be desperate about it. Yes, yes, and yes. Killing is there. Dying is there. Raping is there. What else you want is there. Why? And that is why we must change our hearts. But we must not give up. This is the country God has created for you. And you will find your joy here. And therefore, let this Christmas come to help us to value ourselves and to value this country.
On Saturday, Archbishop Lukudu calls for an end to the ongoing fighting and implement the national dialogue. The auxiliary bishop of the Catholic Archdiocese of Juba says lack of truth and justice has caused more suffering in the country. Bishop Santo Locupio urges leaders and the citizens to do right things to stop suffering. He was preaching during his homily in St. Joseph's Parish on Sunday.
What plunged us into suffering in this country is lack of truth and lack of justice. Well, okay. You have different ideas. What I know is what plunged us into this messy situation in South Sudan is lack of truth and lack of justice. Somebody wants to dominate. Somebody wants power. Another one wants money by all means, including the money of the widow and the orphans. Somebody wants a motorcycle by all means, Senke by name, and he has to get it by all means. Somebody wanted a piece of land, he has to get it by all means. So this is what it is.
Bishop Loco says citizens did not celebrate Christmas with joy like before. He says most of the resources are used for different purposes in the country.
Most of our resources in this country has been spent in hunting for the unknown gunmen. That's why a lot of guns are brought to look for somebody whom you don't know. You end up killing your own brother, your own sister with a gun. Maybe it is you, do it. 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 And you keep on doing this, and you begin killing. Oh, it is the people of Baragazal, do it, do it, do it. Oh, it is the people of Upper Nile, do it, do it, do it. Oh, no, now it is Equatoria, do it, do it, do it. Exactly what do you want? Whom are you looking for? Tell us. We are miscalculating completely our bullets. Completely. Until we come to our senses and say, look, what do we want exactly?
Loco says it is time to accept one another. President Salva Kiir says the government will not allow ambushes along the highways across the country. In his Christmas message on SSBC on Saturday, President Kiir says the government will not allow such incidences on innocent civilians anymore. He says government has mechanisms to address any grievances for reconciliation among citizens. President Kiir says peace should certainly return to the country next year because of voices from the citizens. He calls for an end to fighting to fix the economy. President Kiir says government is ready to put an end to challenges in the country in the new year. Jubek State Governor says the state is lacking human resources to develop aids, infrastructures and other facilities. Agostino Jadalawani says there is need to create more vocational schools to produce technical people.
We are shying away. ما بنقبل عشان نسمع كلمات اللي بيجي من الشعب بتاعنا. كده our political philosophy ما بيساعدنا نحن. Our economic ideology. We are traditional concept people. أجاب بتاعنا بنعمله traditional. Now we have our population. We have big population. لو أنا بس علينا هل إن قوة العمل إننا human resource. Do we have it? بيقول لنا كم مليون. Do we have human resource? You cannot tell me that graduate university is human resource. These are the technocrats. Then nurse and give plan, but human resource we don't have. Le asal dena mulisiana de mahalla binajibu nazi mbara. Roder najjar najibu Uganda king. Le dena bilibet najibu Uganda king. Plumbers, painters, some kariin alumba group and albita zel. كله بنجيب ناس من ليه؟ ودي قوة بشرية. If we have vocational training schools to transform our people.
The governor was speaking at Jubek State Secretariat over the weekend. A woman at Juba Market is hoping for a peaceful nation in the coming year. Kamala Aminia thanks God despite the hardship she is going through. She says everybody is suffering in the country.
أنا مبسوط خالص ما كريسماس السنة ده حتى حاجات صعب في السوق ناس تعبانين وناس سنو لكن الحالة الأمنية الحمد لله نشكر ربنا بس إلا كلامته مجاع ناس تعبانين في السوق كله تلقى الناس يلفوا نسوان إيال رجال يا الناس تعبانين خالص من ناحية معيشة يعني أنا قد منا سنة جاية ألو 2017 ده كده ربنا نجزي رحمته للناس عشان سنة ده كده يكون سنة السلام سنة وعام سنة خير يعني كده ما جينا سنة 2016 إننا كان تبانين أروح دفق وشنو.
When CRN asked some women on the Christmas season, they said no reason to express themselves because nothing good about celebration. The women complained of hunger and lack of response to their complaints. You are listening to Bakhita Radio Evening News. Yei Catholic Bishop says many people in the diocese rural areas are dying in silence despite camped in the town. According to Radio Easter, Bishop Ercolano Lodo Tombe says many are dying from lack of drugs, torture or killings in villages.
Outside Yei town, I don't know what is going on. Maybe the government, Your Excellencies, maybe you know what is going on with our people here in the town, in the bush outside here. We don't know. Maybe they are dying in silence. That is my fear. Maybe they are being killed in silence and we don't know. Outside there, we are not able to reach out. We are relatively happy here. No much gun shooting. For 3 weeks now, we are happy. But the outside, we don't know what is going on there. We are not even able to go to Lotaya 1 mile now. And so what is happening with those our people there? Far behind us, I believe the security organ knows, the government knows, we don't know. Our fear is that our people are dying in silence, not only for lack of medicine and maybe food, but even because they are being mistreated and being tortured and killed in silence. This is one of my problems that I've been having this Christmas.
Yei Catholic Diocese has 90 parishes covering Yei River Estate and some counties in Amadi Estate. Bishop Lodo says only 2 parishes are functional and priests could not reach services to Christians in other parishes following the eruption of violence in July this year. He calls on the parties to the agreement to bring a complete peace to end the suffering of the people.
A lot of confusion has taken place. When relative peace comes, it is only limited. We want complete peace and permanent peace around. And to plead with the people with the guns, they are not needed. They are not needed. You just waste your time shooting that gun. You may also kill people, okay? But that's not the point. So what is happening at our people outside Yei town, outside Kejikeji town, maybe dying in silence. And we have to be thinking of them.
Diocesan Secretary General Father Emmanuel Lodongo Sebit says only Christ, the King Cathedral, and Sacred Heart Parish Lomin worked in the whole diocese.
Christ the King, and which is not 100%, the priest can reach to them. Only within this town and Kejikeji Parish. The rest are all being destroyed, looted, and they are faithful, they are people being displaced. Let us not forget these people. Let us continue to pray for our people who are suffering. If we are rejoicing with Christmas in this city, in this town, let us also remember those who are suffering in the bushes, in the displacement, in the refugee settlements, in the neighboring country.
Father Lodongo says the rest of the parishes were looted, destroyed, and Christians displaced or fled for refuge. He calls for continuous prayers for peace in South Sudan and political leaders. And finally, Presidential Advisor on Military Affairs urges citizens to celebrate Christmas with peace and unity in their hearts. Daniel Awet Akot on Saturday landed in Rumbek to celebrate Christmas with his people in Lake Estates region, Radio Good News reports.
I've just arrived to former Lake State capital, Rumbek. The aim of coming here is to come and share with the people of Aramware for the celebration of the Christmas. I have done Christmas 5 times in Juba and 5 times in EA and again 5 times in Lake State here previously. So this time I have come to go and share with the state of Chaibet the days of the Christmas. We had already decided to come here because of many things that are happening in former Lake State, and after they have been divided into 3, it is still our collective responsibility to work together so that you go and pray there as I did celebration sometime in Yerul, which is now Eastern State.
He says Christmas is time for reflection on the birth and death of Jesus Christ on the cross for the salvation of the whole world.
Christmas celebration is to reflect back the death of Jesus Christ. Why did he die for us? Are we remembering it? Since he has become the king of the world, on the spiritual values, how we could stay together, what kind of love that we always possess, that hate and wrong attitude to one another are not good for the people who rely on God. So during our war, we were relying on God, and that's why we succeeded to be an independent state, and we are now recognized all over the world.
Advisor Awet appeals for peace and unity among South Sudanese communities to realize development.
I will appeal to my people of Aramware that unity of purpose is very important. Whenever we are always united, then the time will think of development. But if we are not united, there is nothing that we can develop. Number 2, divisions that come, so can power struggle or ill feeling to one another, that will not promote peace in our area. Because peace is paramount, and peace is what our president has been exercising. He has been telling us, peace be with you, as Jesus said to his disciples. So we are disciples of the president. Let peace prevail among us. Let peace be the only motive that we can overcome all the difficulties that we are facing. Hunger can come because of 2 things. If there is a natural disaster and when there is war. So the war that is now still going on is a very bad war. War of brothers and sisters. That must be avoided.
The Presidential Advisor on Military Affairs was speaking on Saturday upon arrival in Rumbek from Juba. And to end the news, a recap of the main bulletin once again. Archbishop Lukudu says the new year should bring change in the country. President Kiir says his government will not allow any ambush on the highways. And Governor of Jubeki State says the state is lacking human resources to develop its facilities. I'm Damian Ogale Henry Lodu. A very good night and a happy Christmas season in our company. Stay tuned.
Wow.
Catholic Radio Network, at the service of life.